And we are live. Welcome. My name is Keith Hampton, and I am a very satisfied or pleased customer of BitcoinTAF.com, or also known as Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. I was introduced to this company about 8 years ago when the cryptocurrency industry was just kind of getting started, and I really wanted to find some high quality information out there that was unbiased and with honesty and integrity. And wow, it was difficult to find. There was a lot of agendized information, false information. It really was a wild and woolly market in those days. Fortunately for me, I was introduced to an incredible individual named Marius Landman, who utilizes a unique algorithm and algorithms actually together to be able to predict the future. He's been utilizing these algorithms for many years, going all the way back to the oil and gas industry, predicting accidents, deaths, and near misses, to predicting the political realm in the world, who's going to win in elections, to stock market and stock predictions. And he taken that technology and brought it into the cryptocurrency space, and it has just been a godsend. If any of you folks want to know what's going to happen in the future, I would highly recommend that you take a look at BitcoinTAF.com. So with that, I'm going to start and share my screen, and we're just going to go into some of this information. So what I would recommend is that you go to their website, BitcoinTAF.com, and I would highly recommend that you sign up. It is free, so you get a lot of information in there, and you can do a lot of research as to what they have to offer. They offer quite a plethora of information. There is just so much for beginners to intermediate to advanced traders to education, again, for the beginner all the way up to the advanced stage. And you can also copy trade the some of the master traders they have in here as well. So there's something here for everybody. The key that going back to day one, is I wanted to know what is going to happen with Bitcoin. The sad part is there's a lot of information out there, but what is the accurate information? There's a lot of people that are predicting that Bitcoin is just going to continue to go up. And there's others that are saying, no, we're kind of peaking out here. We got a, rising wedge. We're kind of going to go sideways here for a little while. And there's others that are saying, nope, we're going to have a breakdown and we're going to catch everybody out when everybody's buying. That's when they're going to drop it down. The question is, which one is the accurate information? And are you prepared, and once you have that information, to be able to strategize what to do with your Bitcoin? This is the million-dollar questions that we go through on a weekly basis with Marius Landman and his long-term trend reports. We have weekly Zoom calls as well as weekly PDF reports outlining the information on a daily or weekly basis so that we have really good guidance to know what's going to happen over the next month, the next 3 months, 6 months, and 3 years. And that's important when you're strategizing your investment plan. The other important thing is that we also do this in the altcoins as well. It's called our Elliott Wave chart and reports. Here we get a complete list of some of the major altcoins, and we start looking at the Elliott waves and algorithms, tying it together to see where they're going to go. And we've been hearing about this alt season for probably since January of this year, and lo and behold, it's yet to happen. The question I have is, would you like to know when it's going to happen and how it's going to play out? And what targets are you going to reach? Those are the kind of information that Marius is able to put together for us. So we know where we're going, we know when it's going to go, and we know what targets that we're planning for. So this Elliott Wave subscription is absolutely phenomenal. So I'd highly recommend that. If you're in the altcoins, you really need to know where you're at and where you're going. So that to me is absolutely critical. And the other thing that's important is that you need to look at getting educated in training, especially if you're going to be a trader. Education is the key. because you need to learn risk management. You need to be able to look at indicators and look at the different confluences that are out there. So there's a couple of courses that I'd recommend. And one of them is the self-paced foundational trading course. We also do this course live as well, depending on what you're looking for. The costs are the same, but this will really give you a good understanding as to where you are as far as a trader, utilizing the proper indicators and using TradingView properly. Once you've completed that, I would highly, highly recommend that you take a serious look at the Ultimate Day Trading course. Folks, I've been in training in other courses in the past. I've paid 3 or 4 times this amount and got maybe 1/3 of the value out of those other courses. They just aren't that complete. This ultimate course is the best in the world. When you complete this course, it's like getting a PhD at the university level. You will be your own analyst. You'll be able to utilize this for every market in the world, from cryptocurrencies markets to stock market, commodities, Forex, whatever market that you choose to trade in. It is the best course that I've ever seen. And while you're going through the course, they have weekly calls for Q&As and lots of workbooks, and it's just absolutely amazing. Plus, you get customized indicators so that you can use them to make better decisions. And along with that, just to have something new today, we have a new thing that's out, and it's called the HODL Fire Indicator. This is a wonderful tool to kind of show you the value of the information that we have here. This was developed by Wendy Landman, who's been a scalp trader, a short-term trader for many, many years, and she wanted to develop a tool that had high degrees of success probabilities. And this tool is really working out extremely well. It's very inexpensive. It's only $31 a month. However, you can sign up and get a 7-day free. So you can try it out for 7 days, see if it will work for you. You just use the code HODLFire7 in the checkout area. And I'm going to show you basically how it works and how I use it. Everybody uses it a little differently, but I like to use it in time frames anywhere from 1 hour to the 4 hour. Some people use it for longer, 12-hour and 3-day time frames. But I like it in the 1 hour to 2 hour zone. So what you're seeing here on the screen is a coin here called AVE. And what you're seeing with the neon green or the HODL Fire indicator is we're looking for pivots, bottoms, and pivot tops. We're looking for buy tags and sell tags. Now you'll notice on the screen, these pivot tops and bottoms are in black, whereas you get to the front, it'll be in blue. That means it's an unconfirmed pivot top. That also can be an unconfirmed pivot bottom. In other words, we need to look for more confluence. So how I trade this, I'm looking for pivot bottoms, and then I'm looking for buy tags. Now, you may notice there's a buy tag right underneath this black one. When I get that buy tag, that means there's a higher probability that it is going to go up. So at that point in time, I would enter the trade on that buy tag, which would be approximately right here. And I'll make this a little bigger for you. Now, again, this will be in blue, and so it's not confirmed. So to protect my capital, I like to set a stop loss, which I usually set the stop loss just slightly below the bottom pivot, because that could go away. So at this point in time, my risk on this trade is about 1.5%. So at $100, I'd be risking $1.5. And then as this trade progresses, what I do is I simply look for the trend start to move. And once I am comfortable that it's moving up, I would move my stop loss up to break even. Now I've got a risk-free trade going. So if it comes back and hits me, takes me out, yep, nope, but no foul. I didn't lose any money. But as the trade keeps going, I will stay in this trade and I will slowly start moving my stop loss up, protecting. Now I'm in stop profit. And what I'm looking for is a pivot top. When I see a pivot top come in, that is when I exit the trade. So I would exit trade approximately right about there. And in this case, I would have made about 7.5%, and I only risked 1.5%. That is a very, very good risk reward ratio. So that's how I like using this indicator. And again, so here we are going forward. We have a pivot top, a pivot bottom. We have a buy tag. So I would enter this trade again at the buy tag, and I would immediately have set my stop loss again to protect my capital. So again, now on this particular trade, I'm only risking 1%. Now, as this trade moves up, I would move my stop loss up to break even. And lo and behold, I could have got taken out right there. That little wick down could have taken me out and I could have missed this trade. Had the little wick down not happen and I got out at the pivot top, then I would be looking at another trade where I would have earned another 5%. And this is, if I can make 10% a day trading coins, folks, that is really, really good money. And it's utilizing a simple indicator. Now, I use many other indicators that I have been utilizing in this course. I've been trained by the team. And so there's so many other factors that I would utilize in this to help the confluence. And that's where the training and education comes from. So I highly recommend that you take a serious look at what we have to offer here. And please do yourselves a favor. Once you get in, go over the material. And then we have a help center. Send in a ticket asking for more information. Somebody will get back to you with guidance and help. We also have channels on Telegram where you can ask questions and carry things on. Every course that we do or every project we do weekly calls on Zoom where you can get your personal questions answered. We get PDF reports where you can copy the targets for the Elliott waves of where we are and where we're going. There's just so much here for you. It's really, really amazing. So with that, I'd like to invite you all to come on board, give it a try. You won't be sorry. Trust me, I have done exceedingly well with this, and I started from ground zero, just like everybody else. If you really want to succeed in the cryptocurrency space, you need the education and training. That really is the most important thing. Cryptocurrency tied in with artificial intelligence and robotics is going to revolutionize the world like we've never seen before. And so we need to embrace this and get involved and learn more about it. And this is a wonderful place to get started in that area. You're going to get unbiased information. You're going to get it at the highest integral level, I should say. And that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for a community that is really all about the community, not about themselves. And that's what you're going to find here at Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. All of the trainers and educators and guidance people, they don't need to be doing this. They have all the experience in the training. They could just be doing this, making lots of money on their own, but they want to give something back. They want to make a difference in the world to help others. And that's the reason behind Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. So with that, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Take care and have a great day.